Hello everyone, welcome Death Stranding fans, especially because today Hideo Kojima released some brand new footage of the game. It's this one particular cutscene, so in case you aren't aware, Kojima attended San Diego Comic-Con 2019, and during the event he talked a bit about Heartman, who is played by, or rather whose likeness is that of Nicholas Winding Refn's and is played by somebody else. And that's where they talked a bit about how this character dies 60 times a day. Every 21 minutes, he sort of dies, goes to the world of the dead, stays there for 3 minutes, comes back, and this cycle repeats itself. And at the same time, while unveiling this information, they had shown some footage at the event for people who attended. Nobody else got to see the footage, but today Kojima decided to release that footage for the general public, so I'd like to check it out, analyze it, and just kind of see what information we can glean from this little clip, little trailer. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it. First, we're just going to watch through it and see what we think.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
No luck. Visit 218,550. Oh, sorry. Where were we? I may be used to the 21-minute cycle, but for a first-time face-to-face meeting, there's just too much to cover in one go-around.
Can't be easy living like this.
Yes. And no. Now that I'm acclimated to it, it isn't especially, onerous. Defecation, ablution, nutrition. Most of life's basic functions fit rather easily into a 21-minute time slot. Sleep is the tricky one. And intercourse, I suppose. Verbal or physical. Not that someone in my position has to worry much about either. Do you read, Sam? Listen to music. Watch films? You know, I keep busy. I have a collection of music, television shows, some very interesting short films, and stories. Everything consumable within a 21-minute window. All from before the Death Stranding, of course. But honestly, the 21 minutes I spend here, all downtime, nothing more. Time spent waiting to go back to the search. My body may be present, but my soul is on the beach. I'm already dead.
Okay, let's rewind and analyze this.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
A lot of interesting stuff here. So, Heartman, Nicholas Winding Refn, special appearance. Again, just his likeness. Refn is busy as a movie director, so somebody else is actually playing him. Just like Guillermo del Toro, he was scanned into the game, but his character is being played by another actor. But let's dive into the footage itself. So right here already, until resurrection time. So the 3 minutes are up, and boom, he gets resurrected. This is an AED. You can read the letters right there. Right there, AED. That stands for Automated something defibrillator. I forget. I'll just put some text or something in front of you guys. But yeah, that's the defibrillator right there. You can see the cable that goes into his heart, and the machine itself, I'm assuming, is what provides the power to provide the electricity that performs the CPR, the defibrillation, whatever you call it, whatever the proper term is. And right there, that's a hourglass of some sort that we can assume counts down 21 minutes exactly, so that he knows when he's about to die. And right there, we can see the timer.
218,550.
Okay, so that bit of dialogue is important. He said version 218,550. So I'm going to assume that that's the number of times he's gone to the world of the dead to search for his family, which is what he does when he's on the other side. Apparently, his family perished under unknown circumstances. They're dead, and he's just going to the world of the dead to find them, maybe talk with them, or maybe bring them back somehow. I'm not sure what exactly his goals are, but he's searching for his family. So apparently, he's been to the world of the dead 218,550 times. So I did the math. He dies 60 times a day. You divide 218,550 by 60, and you get 3,642.5. So that's the number of days that he's had this condition where he dies every 21 minutes. This is how many days he's been going through this. And then you divide 3,642.5 by the number of days in a year. And the number I got here was 9.98. So about 10 years he's had this heart condition that where it stops every 21 minutes. He's been going to the world of the dead every 21 minutes and coming back 3 minutes after that for 10 years straight, which is a long time. And in that 10-year search, apparently he has still yet to find his family, and he still keeps searching even after all this time, which is dedication to a cause. All right, so here we get a look at a couple things. So back here are some minerals, possibly some stuff that's been created from the phenomenon of the Death Stranding. Also interesting is this guy right here. It seems to be one of the BTs, the beached things, one of those specters that we occasionally see floating around who have sort of strands dangling from them. This seems to be sort of a close approximation in terms of what they would look like if they were to take physical form in the world of the living. Back here, is that like a body bag? Maybe they're getting ready to dispose of a body. Sam's just sitting there super awkward. He was probably waiting until Heartman came back to life so he could get information about something.
Oh, sorry. Where were we? I may be used to the 21-minute cycle, but for a first-time face-to-face meeting...
So heart rate is at about 70, 75, 76 beats per minute, which is, I believe, standard for a human being. 68, between 60 and 100 is the heart rate you want to go for. Also, back here, you can see a blurred out, sort of out of focus picture. I'm assuming that's Heartman right there, and then that's his son or daughter, and that's his wife. That's his family right there. That's who he's searching for. And funny enough, the picture was taken on a beach, except this one looks less post-apocalyptic. The water's all blue, the sand is all nice and light brown and tan, the sky shining. It's not like the beach we see throughout the Death Stranding trailers, which looks really just grim and post-apocalyptic. Also, the screen behind here, we saw that as soon as his heartbeat, or as soon as he came back to life, it kind of transformed into this vista right here. You can see in the back. So I believe this is, I'm not sure if that's like a projection, like he comes back to life and it just projects like a scene so that when he's down here, he feels more at ease, or if this is sort of the window opening type of effect. But yeah, there's the family picture again.
Go around.
Can't be easy living like this.
Yes. And no. Now that I'm acclimated to it, it isn't especially onerous.
I've got to say, I really like the performance of Heartman. He's got that, I don't know, like that nerdy vibe where he's like, ooh, like very much the intellectual of the group, but also, you know, he's really into movies and music and all that stuff, as we'll see later in the footage.
Education, ablution, nutrition. Most of life's basic functions fit rather easily into a 21-minute time slot. Sleep is the tricky one.
He reminds me of like a professor. I feel like he was a professor at some point, making, you know, kind of chuckling at his own jokes and speaking in that sort of like, let me provide you some knowledge type of way.
And intercourse, I suppose. Verbal or physical.
I mean, I don't know. In 21 minutes, you can get a lot done in intercourse, I feel. So, you know, if you find a girl, I think you guys can have a good time in 21 minutes. You kind of have to hurry it up a little bit, but, you know, it all depends, I suppose. But he is searching for his family, so it'd be kind of awkward if he engaged in intercourse for no reason. Why am I talking about this? Who cares?
That someone in my position has to worry much about either. Do you read, Sam?
And he says that someone in his position doesn't have to worry much about intercourse. So I'm assuming he's kind of a shut-in. His condition doesn't allow him to really get out much and meet people. So yeah, he's the condition that he's in kind of makes him a bit of a loner, because he just can't go out and explore, because you just drop dead in 21 minutes. So he has to be confined in this controlled environment. But yeah, now he's showing off his collection. I'm sure if I pause and look around, there's all kinds of books that kind of tie into the themes of Death Stranding and stuff. I don't think I'll go through that, maybe down the line, but this is The Spooks by A.J. somebody. Enter the Maze. There's a couple of those here. Let's see. What is that? There seem to be a lot of repeats, actually, which is interesting. I don't know if that's just Heartman being weird and collecting the same books, or if it's like a multi-part thing, or if Kojima could only use like a handful of books and just had to copy and paste them. Either way.
Listen to music. Watch films. You know, I keep busy.
I wonder, what is this, Blu-ray? I think that's Blu-ray, maybe. But yeah, there's some stuff here as well. Rainbringer is this right here. Black
I have a
something
collection of music.
Oh no, that Heart Aflame. That's what that says. Heart Aflame. Evil Maze? Is that what that says there?
Television shows. Some.
Yeah, that's Evil Maze. Just a couple others. All seemingly tied to thematic elements in Death Stranding. I feel like that's a very Kojima thing to do.
Very interesting short films and stories. Everything consumable within a 21-minute window.
20 Minutes of Love, and it says right here, 20 Minutes of Love, a 1914 silent comedy short. It is widely recognized as the star's directional debut. Okay. So I guess that's a real movie. I mean, Kojima's a movie nut. He's a film nut. He also reads a lot of books and listens to a lot of music. So Heartman is definitely like that side of Kojima turned into a character, which is really interesting. It's the Kojima who consumes a lot of media. It's just like that part manifested. Yeah, he's very much that. A piece of Kojima for sure.
All from before the Death Stranding, of course.
Now that's a key bit of information. He said that he's collected stuff like media or like entertainment that you can consume in 20 minutes or less before the Death Stranding. Let's listen to that again.
All from before the Death Stranding, of course.
Or from before the Death Stranding. So once again, the Death Stranding is presented as some kind of cataclysmic event that forever ravaged and changed the world. And I'm assuming caused all this weird shit to happen. I think the Death Stranding has something to do with the blending of the world of the dead and the world of the living. It's sort of that idea of Death Stranding being derived from the term mass stranding, which is when sea creatures like whales and dolphins get stranded on the beach and they're stuck kind of between two worlds, like right at the edge between the ocean and land, like right in between. And that in-between area where kind of the shore is, where the water comes in and out, like I think that is a symbolism for what's happening in this world where we're experiencing kind of the shore of life and death, where the two worlds kind of sort of indirectly and kind of loosely meet. It's all kind of blending together, and that's where we're seeing specters from the world of the dead bleeding in, and why Sam goes to the world of the dead even though he's alive and he can somehow reincarnate. Like, it's all kind of bleeding together and making a mess out of everything. So I believe that's what the Death Stranding is, but I'm sure there's a lot more to it than that, and I'm sure we'll find out when the game comes out.
But honestly, the 21 minutes I spend here all downtime, nothing more. Time spent waiting to go back to the Satch. My body may be present, but my soul is on the beach.
So he said that he uses his time here to wait to go to the beach. For him, this life, the world of the living, is sort of like, it's his limbo, which is an interesting dichotomy. And once he goes back to the world of the dead, he returns to the search for his family. And he says, like, that's where his soul lies, because his life here is meaningless. He has no purpose in the world of the living, whereas in the world of the dead, he can actually go search for his family and has some kind of mission. So he's more alive in the world of the dead than he is in the world of the living, which is interesting and ties into this theme of life and death bleeding into each other. And this guy very much is a manifestation of a stranded being, someone who's kind of at the cusp between life and death and kind of can't stay in one or the other. And he's kind of like a whale who's stranded on the beach. So that's just like a really interesting thematic element that really comes across with this character.
I'm already dead.
I'm already dead. So I don't think he means literally. He's not actually dead. He's not a ghost or anything. It's just, his life in the world of the living is done. And I think he'd much rather just, that's what I'm wondering. Why not kill himself like Sam does, right? Or I guess, I don't know. He talks about the beach, which I think is different from the ocean that Sam goes into when he dies. So, like, I don't know. Maybe if he stays dead for too long, something bad will happen where he can't stay on the beach and search for his family. I think they figured out, like, how long you can stay dead, so that you can actually still remain a conscious being without just drifting all the way to the world of the dead and just flat out dying. Also, when he's talking about the beach, here's an interesting scene from the release date reveal trailer that is that informs his details about his character greatly. So right there, he's in this beach area, the black beach, the grim beach, and he's getting dragged back somewhere. I think we're seeing a point where he's getting revived, like his defibrillator's kicking in, his 3 minutes are up, so he's literally being pulled away from the beach, from that crossroad between life and death, because he's gonna be yanked back to the world of the living. I think so. This is the beach. This is where he goes every time his heart stops and he's in that limbo state between life and death. I think maybe that's what the beach represents. Maybe there's a time frame where you are on the beach when you die, when you're like still maybe not quite dead, but also not quite alive. And then if you stay dead for too long, you die for real, and then you go to the ocean, to the water, to that underwater limbo, Hades, world of underworld, whatever you want to call it. But right here, a bunch of people. Among these, maybe, is his family. Maybe he almost found him, and he's really upset that he's getting dragged back because his search is now over, and he has to go back to his purposeless existence in the world of the living until, his heart gives out again. So, this is kind of a pretty crappy existence. When you really think about it. Or actually, you don't really have to think about it all that much. Just not being able to die or be alive. I mean, good lord. But he's just getting dragged away. And these ghost-like beings seemingly are also in that limbo state between life and death. But they're all seemingly walking towards the ocean, so they're drifting towards death, slowly but surely. So that makes me wonder, is Heartman's family trapped between life and death? Are they not fully dead somehow? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So many questions, so few answers. The thing is, we don't know the mechanics of, world of the living, world of the dead, and the beach. Land, ocean, and shore. We don't know how it all intermingles. I think those three are separate sort of, dimensions, worlds, realms, whatever you want to call it. and you go between them through whatever means Kojima will present us in the final game. But yeah, that's what he's referring to when he says, you know, my soul's on the beach. Like, this is where my purpose lies. This is where I'll find my family, and I don't know what it is he wants to do. Like, does he want to save them? Does he want to talk to them, say goodbye or something? Who knows? But that's pretty much the essence of this character here, Heartman.
But my soul is on the beach.
Yeah.
I'm already dead.
I'm really interested to find out more about him. Really well performed. His synopsis is really interesting. It's a very Kojima kind of character setup. Of course, there's a guy called Heartman who dies every 21 minutes and then wakes up 3 minutes later. Why the hell not? But it you know, within this fictional world, it again ties into the themes, creates some interesting thought processes and conundrums. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it's all fleshed out. So that's pretty much my analysis. I might have missed a few like visual things here and there, but you know, I think in terms of the essence of what this clip is trying to tell, I think I'm within the ballpark. I guess one more interesting thing to note is that the Bridges logo here is different from, like, we've seen a couple iterations of the Bridges logo. This is, I don't know if this is like a more old school version, but it's definitely not the same as like the pin that Guillermo del Toro's character is wearing. Anyway, that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you had a good time just looking at this footage with me and trying to unravel its many mysteries. I hope I kind of made my theories clear. I'd love to hear what your take is on this footage, what your take is on the dialogue, what your interpretation of all of this is in the comments below. With that, I would like to end this news update, discussion video, and analysis. Thank you for tuning in. To be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.